This video shows us how to factor the sum and difference of cubes. You've probably seen this before. There are acronyms and all kinds of things. But I wanted to go over it one more time just to give you a video to go back over if you don't remember how to do this. One of the things that makes this easier is if you actually know what the squares are. Or, sorry, not the squares, but the cubes. So if I have 1 cubed, of course that's just going to be 1. So the cube root of 1 cubed is just 1, right? 2 cubed is 8. So the cube root of 8 is 2, right? The cube root of 8 equals 2. 3 cubed is 27. The cube root of 27 is 3, right? 4 cubed is 64. 5 cubed is 125. I noticed these ones, it doesn't work on all of them, but 4, 5, and 6 all end in the same number. So like 4 cubed is 64, 5 cubed is 125, and then 6 cubed is 216, and 7 cubed I think is 343, so then it quits after that. 8 cubed is something. 9 cubed is, I think, 729. And then 10 cubed is 1,000. What is 8 cubed? And voila, 8 cubed is 512. I don't use that one very often. I don't remember it. All right, so when you're trying to find the cube root of these, so the cube root of 729 would be 9. The cube root of 1,000 is 10. And so that's how you would say it backwards. But we're trying to factor using the sum and difference of cubes. So here's the rule. If I have a cubed plus b cubed, whatever a and b is, the first thing you do, besides writing the parentheses, is deal with the signs. And this is the same, this is the opposite, and this one is always positive. So sometimes they'll call this SOAP. And so that's what you do first. So I have, since that's adding here, that would be adding. These are the same. This is opposite, and this is always positive. Okay? Then here you just put a and b, whatever that is. Here you're going to put a squared, this is b squared, and the middle is just a times b, and you're done. The only difference between that and a to the third minus b to the third are the signs. That's it. Everything else is the same. So you would still have a and b, a squared, ab, and b. All those are the same. And the signs, same, opposite, always positive. And it doesn't matter, the negative doesn't go with the b here, it just, the signs are always that way. All right, so let's do an example. If I had x to the third plus 27, right? And I needed to factor. This is what I'm going to try to do. I recognize that 27 is 3 to the third power. All right, so I have my a and I have my b. So to factor it, remember that you do your signs. The first is the same, the second is opposite, and the last is always plus. And then a plus b, so this will be x and 3. This will be x squared. This will be 9, and this will be 3x. One interesting thing about this factor, this does not factor, ever. It's not a perfect square. In fact, if you want the roots don't actually cross the x-axis, the graph doesn't, so it doesn't have real roots. It has complex roots. But that's true every single time. It will not factor if you do it correctly. All right, let's do another one. I'll do a little more complicated. I'm going to have 64x cubed minus 8 8y cubed. Okay? It doesn't get any more complicated than this. So what you want to do is you want to write them as cubes. We know that 64 is 4 cubed, and then x. We know that 8 is 2 cubed, and then y. And then we write it out. Same parentheses. I'm going to do my signs first. The first is the same, the second is opposite, and the last one's always plus. And then I'm going to do 4x and 2y. That's why I write it like this, so that I can get these values. Because once I have that, this one is going to be 4x squared, which is 16x squared. This one's going to be 2y squared, not negative, 2y squared, which is 4y squared. And then this is 4 times 2 is 8xy. And that's how you factor it. And remember that I tell you this will not factor. This second one will not factor. Okay? Okay, I want you to do one more. And I want you to work the problem. I want you to stop the video, work the problem, and then see if you got the right answer. Okay? So it's going to be 8a cubed plus 125. And remember, the first thing you want to do is write it as a sum of two cubes. So stop the video, work it, and then you can follow along again if you see it. Okay? Okay, how'd you do? You'll get really good at it if you practice it for a bit, and you should be getting good at it, and you should be recognizing the cubes. So probably if you made a mistake, it'll be here. I have students who do this, 2a squared, and then they'll say that's 2a squared. But what they're failing to see is that you also have to square the 2. So this is not correct. It is 4a squared. So be careful. If you have 4a squared, that's going to be 4 squared, a squared. All right, we're going to be working these on board work, and my suggestion is just to work them until they're second nature. See you in class.